Good morning, everyone. My name is Hannah Comedido, and we are the Group 1. So, we're gonna tackle about the responsible and safe use of technology tools and resources, which includes the 9 elements of digital citizenship, the social and ethical responsibilities in the use of technology tools and resources by teachers, the netiquettes, the legal responsibilities in the use of technology tools and resources by teachers, the copyright and related rights and copyright law, and the Creative Commons and the digital safety. So I'm gonna tackle about the first 5 elements of digital citizenship, which are the digital access, digital commerce, digital communication, digital literacy, and digital etiquette. So first, let us have to define digital citizenship. It refers to the ability to engage positively, critically, and competently in the digital environment, drawing on the skills of effective communication and creation to practice forms of social participation that are respectful of human rights and dignity through the responsible use of technology. So digital citizenship is very important because it helps students that we will going to achieve and understand digital citizenship, and also it ensures us on how to prevent cyberbullying, how to be safe online, and how to have digital responsibility and to know the digital health and wellness. The first element is we have digital access. This refers to the ability to fully participate in a digital society. This includes access to tools and technologies such as computers and internet that allow for participation. Unfortunately, not everyone has a complete access and therefore cannot fully participate in a digital society. And the separation between those who have complete access and those who do not is referred to as digital divide. Although we are living in a digital era, we should, as future teachers, we should be aware that not all students have computers, have internet, and have smartphones. That is why we educators need to provide a suitable alternatives to address the students' needs. The second element is digital commerce. It is the process of buying goods and services online without any human intervention. One example of this is the online stores such as the Amazon, the Lazada, the Shopee, the Zalora, and the ASOS, and many more. And the third element is we have digital communication. It's any type of communication that relies on the use of technology. There are many types of digital communication, and those are commonly referred to as digital communication channels, and this includes email, phone calls, video conferencing, and many types of instant messaging like SMS and web chats. The fourth one is we have digital literacy. It refers to an individual's ability to find, evaluate, and clearly communicate information through typing and other media on various digital platforms. It is evaluated by an individual's grammar, composition, typing skills, and ability to produce text, images, audio, and designs using technology. So here are the examples of a digital literate individual. You are able to understand on how to use web browsers, search engines, email, text, wiki, blogs, Photoshop, PowerPoint, video creation or editing software, or etc. to showcase learning. And you are also know how to evaluate online resources for accuracy or trustworthiness of information. The fifth one is we have digital etiquette. It is the electronic standards of conduct or procedure. It is the the proper rules of behavior while using technology devices and interacting with others. So here are the things you should showcase in order to behave online. The first one is you should treat others how you want to be treated. Number 2, you should keep your message and post positive and truthful. Number 3, double check your messages or comments before you post or send. Number 4 is you should keep your own and your friends' personal things off the internet. And number 5 is you should avoid digital drama. So that's all for my report. I will now turn you to Jillian to continue to discuss the remaining elements of digital citizenship. So that's all. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.
Hi guys, it's me Jillian and Ingrid, and today I'm going to continue the 9 elements of digital citizenship. Number 6, digital law. Digital law deals with legal rights and restrictions to governing technology usage. To prevent any kind of online crime, no matter how serious, students as digital citizens need to know the law and how it applies to them in particular. Now let's have the example for inappropriate digital law. Students downloads an MP3 file from an unauthorized website using someone's downloaded purchase for yourself because it happens to be on your machine. And next, using more than what is allowed by the fair usage guidelines. Next is downloading pirated movies. And lastly, sharing music you downloaded with a friend. And now let's proceed to appropriate digital law. Students purchases a membership to an authorized music download website like iTunes and downloads a selected MP3 file. Next, abides by fair use guidelines. Students purchase movies they downloaded, and schools purchase site licenses for all machines on which a program will be used. And now we have the digital rights and responsibilities. The online world has its regulations and a user has rights and responsibilities. The internet can also be used for harmful purposes and anyone needs protection against cyberbullying. For instance, schools should approach the subject in classrooms, hold students accountable for their actions, and also report any misconduct in the virtual environment. So here are the examples for key digital rights. Right to access and use computers and or other electronic devices, and right to access and use digital content, right to create and share digital media, right to privacy in digital communities, right to express your ideas and opinions freely, and lastly, right to report anyone or anything that seems inappropriate. And now let's have the examples for digital responsibilities. Number 1, use appropriate language and behavior when interacting with others, like no cyberbullying, respect the opinions and ideas of others, obey all intellectual property laws, do not use or share others' work without permission, follow rules and or codes of conduct for every internet site, responsibility to report cyberbullying threats, and inappropriate use of digital resources. And now let's proceed to number 8, the digital health and wellness. Students should be taught to protect themselves and others from potential harm and ask for help if they need it. Making use of online resources is a plus, but everyone should be aware of the dangers as well. I have here the example for inappropriate digital health and wellness. Spending way too much time on the internet, students' feet can touch the floor and students' screen is not at eye level. Becoming addicted to internet, using laptop computers on a surface that would hinder a person's posture. And now let's have the appropriate digital health and wellness. Limit the amount of time on the internet and consideration to others' responsibilities. Students' feet should touch the floor and the computer screen at eye level. Students should use computers on hard surfaces, have elbows level with keyboard, and bend neck slightly. Students having limited or supervised usage to internet activities. And now let's have the last element of digital citizenship, which is digital security. Security in the online world is important. When using devices at school or at home, students should be aware of potential malware attacks. Teachers should explain how to prevent them from happening and how to protect their devices as much as possible. I have here examples for inappropriate security. Number one is not utilizing security software to protect your computer. Number two, children giving our personal information online to strangers. Number three, internet safety PSA instant messaging. Number four, forwarding information with questionable authors, openings, attachments from unknown sources, using storage devices without security protection, and filtering software that is not friendly to student learning and knowledge how to appropriate digital security responsibly, using securing software update frequently, children communicating with friends and family on secure sites or through secured email services, deleting messages or attachments from unfamiliar sources, be aware of symbols used to designate child secure websites, and only use those sites for appropriate reasons. And now you heard the 9 elements of digital citizenship. And now, let's proceed to our next topic. Let's hear it from our next reporter. Next reporter.
Good day everyone, I am Claire Villarcola and I am here today to tackle about the social and ethical responsibility in the use of technology tools and resources by teachers.
Children learn about ethics in school from the first day of kindergarten. The teacher tells them the rules and the reasons for the rules. They learn not to cheat or hurt each other. However, the advent of technology in the classroom adds complexity to classroom ethics. Many students begin playing with a device before entering elementary school. Every student's experience with using the technology and the internet differs. Some parents may forbid online interactions unless the children has permission. Some may not allow children to connect to the internet without a parent around. Technology brings ethical issues to the forefront long before students learn how to handle real-life situations from an ethical standpoint. Children do not have much preparation for cyberbullying and copyright issues. Teachers not only content with students bringing devices to school but also their various skills level in using them and the internet. Christopher McGilvery at Angelo State University lecturer recommends an approach that can help teachers demonstrate and guide students in learning how to use technology ethically. He offers the acronym TechSmart as an option for helping students navigate the ethical waters of their digital world. D. Take care of technology equipment. With malware and virus running rampant, students must learn to watch what they download, click, and share. E. Explore appropriate and safe sites for learning and research. Many websites contain inaccurate or false information. Teachers can provide a list of approved websites. Students need to learn how to evaluate websites and access whether they can trust the content. C. Copyright law, Fair Use Act, and Creative Commons matter. Students learn how to copy and paste without realizing the copyright implications. Understanding copyright and related laws will help ensure students follow the rules in using and sharing content. H. Help prevent cyberbullying. The anonymity of the internet and not seeing faces makes it easy to say things one would not utter in person. Teaching students about cyberbullying requires discussing not only its definition, but also how hurtful and damaging it can be. If it happens, encourage them to report any cyberbullying incident to teachers, counselors, administrators, or their parents. S. Self-image is important. Without seeing faces, people can easily overshare in a digital world. Kids need to learn how future employers look up candidates' social media accounts to see how they represent themselves in public. M. Make use of netiquette. Netiquette comprises the rules of an online community. Sloppy writing in online forums, device distraction while in conversation, and sending of unsolicited emails are a few examples of a poor netiquette. Learners need to understand what makes good and bad netiquette and why. A. Always give credit to original source. Like citing references in term papers, students learn about the importance of using online citations to respect copyright law and excuse plagiarism. R. Remember to be effective, thoughtful, and ethical digital creators. Teachers can incorporate assignments that use digital tools in the classroom. This allows students to learn how to use technology responsibly with teacher oversight. D. Think. Teachers can integrate TechSmart into their lesson plans and encourage students to think about technology's purpose in all digital interactions. The rapid pace of technology advancement makes it challenging for people to evaluate the ethical ramifications of their actions in digital space. Understanding ethical issues of technology in the classroom and remembering TechSmart helps students become ethical citizens in a digital world.
That's it. Thanks for listening, guys. Have a great day and God bless. Bye.
Good morning, everyone. I am Desime Galangpan, the assigned reporter for the copyright and copyright-related law. So, in the Republic Act 8293, this act defines intellectual property to include copyright and related rights. Also, the trademarks and service marks, geographic indication, industrial design, patents, layout of design, integrated circuit, and protection of undisclosed information. So, what is copyright? Well, copyright is one of many forms of IPR. Copyright subsists in original, literally dramatic, musical, and artistic works, cinematography, films, and sound recordings. So, what are the works protected by copyright? Well, copyright usually protects in printed form, as well as those in digital form. Works are protected in respective of the fact whether they are made available to the public on computer, diskette, hard drive, CD, DVD, radio, televisions, or even in the internet. So, example of work protected under Copyright Act are the books, written speeches, magazines, newsletters, trade journals, technical papers, manuals, catalogs, brochures, advertising materials, and computer programs. Song operas, musical, play dance, mimes, drawings including diagram, map, chart, or paintings, sculptures, engraving photographs, engineering drawings, and website designs. Films, including video films, documentaries, TV advertisements. So those are the works protected by Copyright Act. So, is there anything which copyright does not protect? Well, copyright doesn't protect underlying ideas, concepts, themes, styles, format, techniques, information facts, but sometimes copyright protection is not available for useful articles, names, titles, and slogans. Sounds interesting, right? What are the copyright is entitled to? Well, a copyright owner is literally dramatic and musical work has the right to first, reproduce the work, second, perform or communicate the work to the public, third, translate the work, fourth, adapt the work in any other form for computer program to sell or give on commercial rent. Now we will proceed to copyright related law. So the first one is copyright infringement. This is the use of the work without asking permission, where the copyright holder has the exclusive right to reproduce, distribute, display, or perform the protected work or to make derivative works. So there are guidelines in using online copyright materials according to Smaldino, Lowther, and Russell 2012. So the first one is, contrary to popular opinion, all materials on the internet is copyrighted unless stated otherwise. Second, an email is an original work, fixed, intangible medium of expression that is covered by copyright. Third one, downloading an article from a newspaper's website, making copies and distributing them to your students prior to a class discussion on the topic is permissible, following the current photocopying guidelines, which making multiple copies for classroom use. But you cannot post students' essays, poems, or works in the school website unless you have the permission of the students and their parents or guardian. The fourth one is, educators should treat copying materials from the internet the same way they do to the print formats. So we will proceed to plagiarism. According to plagiarism.org, it is an act of fraud. It involves both stealing someone else's work and lying about it afterwards. So there are many ways to be considered as plagiarism. Is first, turning in someone else's work as your own. Second, copying words or ideas from someone else without giving credit. Third one, failing to put a quotation in a quotation mark. Fourth, giving incorrect information about the source of a quotation. The fifth one is changing the words but copying the sentence structure of a source without giving credit. Sixth one is copying many words or ideas from a source that it makes up the majority of a work, whether you give credit or not. It is considered as plagiarism. Now for the images and the videos, these are the following counted as plagiarism. So first one is copying media and image for other website to paste them into your own papers or website. So the second one is making a video using footage from other videos or using copyrighted music as part of the soundtrack. Then performing another person's copyrighted music, example, playing a cover or composing a piece of music that borrows heavily from another composition. It is also considered as plagiarism. So you should be careful in your words and in your actions. So the difference between the plagiarism and copyright infringement is plagiarism refers to copying the works of another and claiming it as one's idea or without proper attribution, violation of the right of the copyright holder, and it is ethical violation. While the copyright infringement is copying one's work without obtaining permission and violation of the right of the author. It is also considered as legal violation. So you should be careful in using someone else's work because it is a sin. You have to pay for it if the owner is filing a case against you. So that's it for today. So I hope you have learnings in my discussion, and thank you. Bye.
Hello everyone, good morning. I am Anjad Canyon and I'm going to tackle about Creative Commons. What is Creative Commons? Creative Commons is an international organization that made the system possible. The purpose of the Creative Commons is helping people and organizations share knowledge and creativity, aim to build a more equitable, accessible, and innovative world. Now, let's proceed to Creative Commons licenses. Creative Commons licenses are free copyright licenses that creators can use to indicate how they'd like their work to be. Creative Commons licenses, or CC licenses, has 4 license elements: the BY, SA, NC, and ND. BY means attribution, which means acknowledge and name the author or creator of the work. Next, SA means share alike. This means adaptations must be shared under the same terms. Next, NC means non-commercial. This means only non-commercial uses of the work are permitted. And lastly, ND means no derivative works. This means no remixing or editing of the original image or work is allowed. The 4 license elements may be combined to make 6 different license options. The first Creative Commons license is CC BY. You can use the work and do whatever you like with it as long as you give attribution. The next Creative Commons license is CC BY SA. If you add to or change the work, you must share it with the same BYSA license. The next CC license is CC BY-ND. Means you can use the work as long as you don't change it in any way. The next Creative Commons license is CC BY-NC. You can use the work and add to it or change it, but you can't make money from it. The fifth Creative Commons license is CC BY-NC SA. If you change the work, you must share it with the same license and you can't make money from it. The last Creative Commons license is CC BY-NC ND. You can use and share the work, but you can't change it or sell it. And those are the 6 different Creative Commons licenses. And now let's proceed to how do you attribute creators of CC license content. Since all Creative Commons licenses require attribution, we encourage to use the TESL acronym to attribute. TESL stand for Title, Author, Source, and License. Attribution-free options. The first option is public domain. You can use the work however you like without permission or attribution. The copyright has expired. The second option is Creative Commons Zero. You can use the work however you like without permission or attribution. The creator has released it to the public. Creative Commons licenses help you discover, share, remix, and build upon educational resources, which is what makes them Open Educational Resources or OER. It makes reuse and sharing possible as long as it is properly maintained. The CC licenses or legal tools are kept up to date. Creators have more options for how to share their works. Educators have easier means of discovering and sharing OER, and students are empowered to build on what came before. And that would be all. Thank you for listening and God bless.
What happens if we don't use the internet safely? If we use the internet recklessly, we may be a victim of phishing, scams, identity theft, cyber stalking, hacking, software piracy, child soliciting and abuse, ransomware, and this.
Oh. Oh.
Hi.
Oh. Hello.
Shall we play a game?
Okay.
If you take off your shirt, I would take off mine too.
Are you sure? Be wary of video chatting with strangers, as they may record what you reveal and use it against you.
If you don't pay me $10,000, then your photos will be all over the internet.
This might happen to you. Think of the consequences before you act.
Hi, digital citizens! Earlier, you have seen how bad it takes if you recklessly use the internet. This is just not to threaten you or whatsoever, but this is just a friendly reminder that if you don't want to be victimized by cybercrimes, join me as I am going to give you helpful tips on how to protect yourself in this digital world in the idea of being a digital citizen. Within the context of digital citizenship, make yourself an effective and professional digital citizen, and knowing the digital safety rules is the basic thing you must do to become one.
Digital safety rules may also refer to as cyber safety or online safety tips. This is the ability to act in a safe and responsible manner while using technology. Today, I'll be giving you the 7 digital safety rules. Rule number 1. Practice safe browsing. Cyber criminals use lurid content as bait. When you let your guards down upon browsing, in just one careless click, all your personal data may be exposed, or it can even infect your device with malware. To resist this urge, here's what you must do. Research before you register. The internet is filled with hard-to-see pitfalls. This may appear as a site for an online concert and requires you to register before entering. Before doing so, you must first check the credibility of that site. Also, be careful what you download. Programs or apps may carry malware or try to steal your personal information. Thereof, never download anything that looks suspicious or come from a site you don't trust. Rule number 2. Be careful on what you post. Never post anything online that you might regret later on. In other words, save your reputation. So think before typing. This is one important thing to consider when posting online. Be professional in your opinion towards a certain subject. This may either ruin yourself, the other subject, or both sides. Third rule, be careful who you meet online. Be cautious and sensible in your online social life. People you meet online are not always who they claim to be, or they may not even be real. With this, you have to trust your gut. If someone approaches you online and makes you feel in danger, stop communication with them immediately. If they insist, tell a trusted adult about this matter. Avoid discrimination or cyberbullying. It is a crime that tramples someone's individuality. If this isn't you but someone did this to you, it is best to block, delete, or ignore these people. Fourth rule, keep personal information private. You might need to provide your personal backgrounds online for potential customers or employers, but keep it professional and limited. Herewith, check your privacy settings. Make sure that only your friends can see your posts. And choose strong password. Avoid using common password like password or 123456. Like, really, we can do better than this. At the same time, never share your password to anyone. Fifth rule, make sure your internet connection is secure. When you connect your device in a public Wi-Fi connection, take note that you have no direct control over its security. You can use secure VPN connection. This enables you to have secure connection between your device and an internet server that no one can monitor or access the data that you're exchanging. Sixth, make online purchases from secure sites. When you purchase online, you need to provide bank account information, just what cyber criminals are most eager to put their hands on. Only supply this information to sites that provide secure, encrypted connections. Here's a trivia. According to Boston University, you can identify secure sites by looking for an address that starts with HTTPS rather than simply HTTP, where S stands for secure. They may also be marked by a padlock icon next to the address bar. Lastly, rule number 7, keep your antivirus program up to date. This provides a vital layer of security against malwares. Now here's for the recap.
I know this era is quite interesting where they may cry when someone could encode a phone in their hand, but we must admit that these technologies have been playing a significant role in our daily lives, particularly in terms of innovation, communication, and development. However, we must keep in mind that even these technologies have been giving us boundless opportunities. Still, we must know our limits and primarily prioritize our safety.
Special thanks to these references. Thanks for watching!